Lenny went to the office to see if his Starlink came in. He's very excited. Waiting to see. Oh, it looks like he's got a box.
Got it, it's here.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, so this video is going to be a complete techie type video. It's all about internet that we get on the road. So I'm not a unboxing, check this out video dude, whatever. But we just got Starlink and I'm kind of excited about it. So I'm going to go through kind of getting this thing out of this package, and then I'm going to go through what we already have for internet and what I'm hoping this will do. I hope. We'll see how it works out. Plus, I just learned how to screen record my phone, so I'm excited about screen recording speed tests. So, not a lot of cool visual stuff in this video, more of a techie video. And if you don't like it, too bad, don't watch it. But if you think this kind of stuff is interesting, maybe it'll be fun. So let's open her up, see what we got going on here. Alright, so I've heard that it can take a couple of hours for this thing to actually find itself and the satellites and all that, so it probably won't be a look at what happened in 10 minutes video. But let's see what we got going on here. Alright. I'm drinking Boston Lager because for some reason in here around this area they don't have Killian's. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Plastic. This is a thing that's shaped like a Y. No, it's an X. I'm just kidding. I don't know my alphabet. And then this is another plastic piece. This is the dish, which they call it dishy. I don't like the term dishy, but I guess if you gotta call a tire, this is a dishy. Oh, and this cord's already attached. Or not. Maybe it clicks in. Alright, I think I clicked it in. There's a little cardboard piece with instructions. We're going to disregard that right away. And then the rest of this, there's a router. This is the router, which apparently if I watched a lot of YouTube videos and there's only one button on this thing, or no buttons at all. It's just one light and it's on the very bottom, so it won't keep me awake at night. And then 75 feet of cable, which is down here. So, let's do this. We're going to take this thing, we're going to put it on this thing. I don't know, there it is. Like that. And it locks in. I have a pole mount coming for this. And obviously it's not here right this second. So here's our cord. Let's move it over here.
Want me to come with you?
Okay. So, there's that. There's the cord. And there's the dishy. There's a router. And here's a power cable right here, which plugs into this router. So what I'm going to do, we're going to take this cord and run it through the slide, which we'll probably just use this slide for now because it's on the side. And we'll just run it into here somehow. We'll run it in there and then we'll get this thing fired up. And there are other people in this park that have these. In fact, just this fella right here. This guy right here. He has one. It's the older version with the round dish. But there's like 4 or 5 people in this park that have this. So I'm kind of using his guidelines. He's pointed up north that way. So I'm assuming we're going to point that way. So we're going to run this cable in, plug it in and see what happens. And then I'll show you some speed tests for what we got now, and we'll go over a few of those things. Alright, with the awesome assistance of Angela, this is what we've done. We've got Dishy right here, which I still hate the term, and we just ran the cord. Hi Kitty. Hi Kitty. Kitty's very excited, Ben. We ran the cord basically into a slide spot right here, and it comes in the motorhome. And it's just coming out this slide right here. And for now, I'm just going to power it up, I guess right here. I was in the pool today, so I have a pool play. I'm just going to kind of hook everything up right here and for initial goings. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how we get our internet out here on the road. For those people who watch this channel that are full-time RVers, you're already going to know all this stuff. It's pretty boring, might as well skip it. But some people who aren't RVers, this might be new. So the first thing you can do, obviously, for internet is use your phone. And we have phones that are from Visible, which is it's all Verizon towers. You're just like a second-class citizen kind of on Visible, but they work really good, unlimited data. They use all Verizon towers, no issues. But if you are full-time on the road, or you have a lot of stuff in there, like we have some GoV Wi-Fi temperature alert thingies, we have some security cameras, TVs, our power solar system thing has a Wi-Fi hookup to it, so we can see it when we're not in the motorhome. So there's a lot of stuff that you just have hooked up to your internet on a constant basis. You take your phone with you and it's not there. So then we have this is a PepWave router. They have like 10 different kinds. This might be like third from the bottom of the list. It has one modem, so it only can have one SIM card or cell tower at a time. What this does is this picks up your cell phone signal. It has a SIM card inside, and this one it started out being an AT&T card, but I guess that one expired, so they swapped me to a Verizon card. So that's kind of repetitive with the Verizon phone, Verizon SIM card. I'll work on that. But this is always in the motorhome, and the thing that's nice about this is it has big antennas. Two of these antennas are for cell phone signal, which, if your cell phone just has a little bitty antenna in there. So sometimes when I don't have a Verizon signal on my phone, I can get a Verizon signal on this because they have big antennas. Now, I'm not sure which two it is. I've forgotten since I've put this in, but two of these are for cell phone signal, and two of these actually pick up Wi-Fi signal from other things, say McDonald's, camp Wi-Fi, things like that. And this works pretty good. This always has everything in the motorhome hooked up to it. The cameras, the Victron energy, which is our solar power stuff, and our temperature alarms, things like that. It's always hooked up to this. TVs. And what's kind of unique about this is because you can have other Wi-Fi signals. If I turn on my hotspot here on my phone, this will pick it up, and of course you put in your passwords and stuff, whatever. It'll pick it up, and it'll actually pick up that signal and rebroadcast it as its own signal, which can be kind of nice. So you don't have to change your password on your TV every time you change. Say the AT&T card. If it was AT&T, we had no signal. I could hotspot this, and this would pick it up. I could rebroadcast it through this, and then I'll change any of my other things. The temperature alarms and all that will still think it's using this router, which it is. So that's nice. They make these where you can have like dual modems and all kinds of stuff, but I don't work from the road. It's not a super necessity for me to have all that kind of redundancy. But it's cell phone tower based. Cell phone tower based, cell phone tower based. That's why now we also have the Starlink which is working really good. Starlink's working awesome. So if you don't have any cell phone towers, you can use the Starlink. Now the Starlink has its own router, and it's kind of neat. It's a router that has no buttons on it whatsoever. It has one light on the very bottom that tells you if it's plugged in, but you plug it in and it's going. There's no on-off button or anything. So what I'm able to do is, when we're using the Starlink, which is really fast right here, we have very little signal here for cell phones. So the Starlink, basically I'm running that through this. Starlink puts out a Wi-Fi signal, this is picking it up, and then you can prioritize which signal you want to use. If you just, I do it on the laptop, it's got a pretty easy interface. This does on the computer. You just prioritize what you want to use and what you want to deprioritize. So I have the Starlink going through this, broadcasting throughout the motorhome. So most of our standby stuff, like the TVs, the thermometers, temperature gauges, all that stuff goes through here. And if we want to do something really fast, video calls, things like that, we'll just hook right up to the Starlink, and it works pretty good. The little antenna's moving around. I haven't seen it do that much. That's fascinating. So that's kind of what we do for internet. We have our phones, which are, this is better, and the Starlink seems to be working really great. Now if we have a bunch of trees covering us up and we can't use that, we still have this. So that's our little combination of stuff that we use. And I'll show you some speed tests as far as the phone signal, this PEP wave signal, and our Starlink. But to do that, I got to plug this in because it's unfair to give you a speed test when it's not plugged in. Alright, we'll try this. Okay, we are going to start first. This is the first test with just the visible phone. Ooh, we have an incredible signal today. That's amazing. Looks like we're going to get 53 down. That is the highest we've had all week. I can't believe that. I was getting like a 2 before. Of course, now that we're doing this, let's do that. Okay, so we did that. So now let's go to the PEP wave modem. Okay, now we are connected to just the PEP wave, which also has a Verizon card in it. Let's test it now. Well, for some reason that's not doing very good. That's surprising. Wow. That's how horrible that is. I'm not convinced I wasn't hooked up to the Starlink. Okay, so that's just with the Verizon card inside the PEP wave router. I'm going to go back and do this one again. Here we go. Alright, let's test again. Yeah, see, this is what was going on. I think I was connected to the other. I think I was accidentally connected to the Starlink. So this is the just Verizon. And then what I'm going to do after this one's done, test the upload, not very much, I'm going to connect my phone directly to Starlink, and we'll see what kind of speeds we're getting there. Alright, so there was that. So now let's go back to the Wi-Fi, turn it on, and this is my Starlink network right here. Connecting, checking, connected. Okay, so now let's see how Starlink does on that same app. Here's our Starlink test. Yeah, that's the Starlink right there. Now Starlink also has their own speed test kind of built in to their app, which is kind of neat. And again, none of this is groundbreaking stuff. You can YouTube all this stuff and look up all the details. This is just my experience. So there's a good test right there with the Starlink. But let's go directly to Starlink's app. Now let's do a speed test within their app. Look at that. Look at that. So basically coming through my phone kind of slows it down a little bit. But that's the speed you get with Starlink. And like I said, I'm not the only one in here. There's at least 5 or 6 people in this park that have Starlink that I've seen. So that's your Starlink right there. So that's what we do. We kind of use Starlink through our PepWave router, and then everything's hooked up to it. And then sometimes if we want to do, you know, we want specifically the iPad to be super fast, we'll just hook it directly up to Starlink instead of running it through, because it does slow it down just slightly going through the PepWave router. But there you go. That's kind of how we do our internet stuff. A little bit informative, and that's it.